My friend Tyler got accused of stealing $40 from our teacher's desk during lunch break, and what happened next was absolutely insane. It was a Tuesday in November when Mrs. Davidson noticed her emergency cash was missing from her desk drawer. She kept it there for field trip emergencies or when kids forgot lunch money. The thing is, she was obsessive about that money. Every morning she'd count it like some kind of ritual. $40 exactly, always in 220s, folded in half and tucked under her gradebook. That day, only 5 students stayed inside during lunch instead of going to the cafeteria. 4 girls were working on a group project in the back corner, chatting the whole time. Then there was Tyler, sitting alone at his usual desk near the front, eating a sandwich his mom packed. Mrs. Davidson had stepped out for maybe 10 minutes to make copies down the hall. When she came back and checked her drawer, the money was gone. She immediately zeroed in on Tyler. "You were the only one near my desk," she said, her voice getting that sharp edge that made everyone nervous. "I need you to empty your pockets right now." Tyler looked confused but complied. Nothing in his jeans pockets except his phone and some loose change. Mrs. Davidson wasn't satisfied. She made him dump out his entire backpack on her desk. Textbooks, notebooks, pencils, gum wrappers, and a crumpled math quiz scattered across the surface. Still no 20s. "Where did you put it?" she demanded, getting more aggressive. "I know it was you. The other students were across the room the entire time." Tyler kept denying it, but Mrs. Davidson was like a dog with a bone. She marched him straight to the principal's office and demanded they call his parents immediately. Principal Johnson tried to stay neutral, but Mrs. Davidson was relentless. "This is theft," she announced. $40 doesn't just disappear. He needs to be suspended pending a full investigation. Tyler's dad arrived within an hour, and he was not happy. "You're accusing my son of stealing based on what exactly? Being in the same room as your desk? He was the only one with opportunity," Mrs. Davidson insisted. "The money was there when I left, gone when I returned. Simple logic." Things escalated quickly after that. They searched Tyler's locker top to bottom, finding nothing but old assignments and gym clothes that desperately needed washing. Mrs. Davidson even convinced the principal to check Tyler's car in the parking lot, going through his glove compartment and center console like she was CSI. The investigation became the talk of our entire school. Kids were choosing sides. Some thought Tyler was obviously guilty because why else would Mrs. Davidson be so sure? Others defended him because he'd never been in trouble before and always seemed like a genuinely good guy. Mrs. Davidson took it even further. She called the police to ask if they could check if Tyler had made any unusual purchases recently. She wanted to see his bank statements. She suggested they interview other students to see if anyone had noticed Tyler acting suspicious lately. Tyler's parents were furious at this point. His dad hired a lawyer and threatened to sue the school for harassment. "You're traumatizing my son over $40. You probably miscounted," he said during a heated meeting with the school board. After 2 days of this circus, Principal Johnson finally had enough. There was zero evidence, no witnesses, no confession, nothing. Tyler had maintained his innocence the entire time, never wavering even when they pressured him for hours. The school backed down. Mrs. Davidson was forced to publicly apologize to Tyler and his family. The principal even offered to pay for counseling to help Tyler deal with the stress of being falsely accused. His parents considered transferring him to another school because of how humiliating the whole experience had been. Mrs. Davidson never got over it though. For the rest of the year, she'd give Tyler these suspicious looks, like she was still waiting for him to slip up and confess. She probably went to her grave convinced that Tyler had somehow outsmarted the entire investigation. The crazy part is, she was absolutely right about everything. Tyler did take the money that Tuesday during lunch. But here's what Mrs. Davidson never discovered, and what made Tyler keep quiet through all that interrogation. He immediately used every dollar to buy lunch for Danny, this quiet kid in our grade who never had money for food and was too embarrassed to apply for free lunch. Tyler had noticed Danny skipping meals for weeks and just quietly decided to help. Danny never told anyone where the money came from because Tyler asked him to keep it between them. Mrs. Davidson spent months convinced she'd been outsmarted by a master criminal, never knowing she'd actually been witnessing the most perfectly executed act of kindness in our school's history.